Much love, and I'm Wayne Johnson with Doc and Queen Ministries. Want to continue on with Exodus. We're going to go to Exodus chapter 7. Studied a little bit, wanted to make sure that it was something to bring to you. So we're going to do just that. I thought we was going to finish up at 6, but I think 7 got some things that we can expound upon. So let us get into it. And it reads, the Lord said to Moses, see how important I have made you. In speaking to Pharaoh, you will be like God, and your brother Aaron will be your prophet. Now, I'm just going to stop right there at verse number 1. The Lord told Moses that he will be like, he didn't say he was, he said he will be like God, and his brother Aaron will be like his prophet. So we know prophets here get information from God in parts, so they share that with others. So it's just interesting. We start out verse 7 right off the bat. God told Moses, Lord said to Moses, see how important I have made you. In speaking to Pharaoh, you will be like God, and your brother Aaron will be your prophet. Verse 2. You will tell Aaron everything I have commanded you. Then he will tell the king what I say, and Pharaoh will let the Israelites leave this country. And we're going to stop right there at verse 2. Now, we know in this story that, yes, the Israelites will leave, but they're not going to leave based on these miracles in the beginning. It's going to take a while. This is to show Pharaoh. This is to show the Egyptians. This is to show the Israelites. This is to show Moses. This is to show Aaron. What God says will come true. However, we think when God says something, we expect it to happen immediately. But what we see here is it still took some time, because for some reason we as people, we kind of don't buy into what God is showing us. It takes us a while, despite that we know God is God, or even if we don't know God is God, it still takes us a while. Even when we see the evidence of it, we want to stay stuck because we like to be right for some reason. We just love being right. Verse 3, but I will make Pharaoh stubborn so that he will not do what you tell him. Then I will do many miracles in Egypt to prove who I am. But he will still refuse to listen. So then I will punish Egypt very much, and I will lead my army, my people, out of the land. I will punish the people of Egypt, and they will learn that I am the Lord. Then I will lead my people out of their country. Moses and Aaron did what the Lord told them. Moses was 80 years old at the time, and Aaron was 83. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, Pharaoh will ask you to prove your power. Don't we do that? He will ask you to do a miracle. Tell Aaron to throw his walking stick on the ground. While Pharaoh is watching, the stick will become a snake. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and obeyed the Lord. Aaron threw his walking stick down. While Pharaoh and his officers watched, the stick became a snake. So Pharaoh called for his wise men and magicians. These men used their magic, and they were able to do the same thing as Aaron. Now I'm going to stop there, because for growing up, I never knew that we really shouldn't have much to do with magicians. But that wasn't told to me, and it might not even been told to you. So these men used their magic, and they were able to do the same thing as Aaron. They threw their walking sticks on the ground, and their sticks became snakes. But then Aaron's walking stick ate theirs. Pharaoh still refused to let the people go, just as the Lord had said. Pharaoh refused to listen to Moses and Aaron. Then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh is being stubborn. He refused to let the people go. In the morning, Pharaoh will go out to the river. Go to him by the edge of the Nile River. Take the walking stick that became a snake. Tell him this: the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, sent me to you. He told me to tell you to let his people go worship him in the desert. Until now, you have not listened to the Lord. So the Lord says that he will do something to show you that he is the Lord. I will hit the water of the Nile River with this walking stick in my hand, and the river will turn into blood. The fish in the river will die, and the river will begin to stink. Then the Egyptians will not be able to drink the water from the river. The Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron to hold the walking stick in his hands over the rivers, canals, lakes, and every place where they store water. When he does this, all the water will turn into blood. All the water, even the water stored in wood and stone jars, will turn into blood. So Moses and Aaron did what the Lord commanded. Aaron raised the walking stick and hit the water in the Nile River. He did this in front of Pharaoh and his officials. So all the water in the river changed into blood. The fish in the river died, and the river began to stink. So the Egyptians could not drink water from the river. The blood was everywhere in Egypt. The magicians used their magic to do the same thing. So Pharaoh refused to listen to Moses and Aaron. This happened just as the Lord said. Pharaoh ignored what Moses and Aaron had done. He turned and went into his house. The Egyptians could not drink the water from the river, so they dug wells around the river for water to drink. 7 days passed after the Lord changed the Nile River. So we see here that Pharaoh, all he did was call in his magicians, and they sort of kind of did the same thing. Not to the magnitude that Moses and Aaron did. However, this did not move Pharaoh to let the people go, just as God has said. And we must understand, and we can put ourselves in the situations that we deal with in life and kind of fit it in this story, so we can kind of understand when we are going through something major and in opposition, we can have a better understanding that when God hears us, it may not happen right away, that we may get some rebuttal from it, and then we're going to have to keep on going, and then the Lord will give us, quote unquote, some evidence, but it's still not going to be enough to do the results or the end results that we're looking for. However, it's going to constantly build itself, and we must catch God's evidence, God's messages to us, despite we're going to be turned away from whatever promise that we are looking to obtain. And we must continue to go through it, because even though the promise is going to come, the difficulties of getting there is going to be tough. However, God is going to give us evidence if we are in tune to him to be able to see that. I hope that this has helped. Take care. God bless. Much love.